In our next feature, we meet Brazilian mining giant Vale and learn about the company's inclusive business strategies around mining and infrastructure in Mozambique.
The African continent today has tremendous opportunities for growth and development. But at the same time, there are a lot of challenges in the way. And one of the things that we're really focusing on in terms of challenges is how to include more people, more citizens of the continent in the employment, growth and development to benefit everyone. There's a huge challenge on infrastructure, not just big infrastructure, but secondary infrastructure, medium-sized roads so farmers can get things to market, all of that to help food security and productivity over time. Mozambique had a 16-year, very, very severe civil war that ended only in 1992. So it's a very young country in terms of development. That means that many of the things that take time to build up in the fabric of development of a country, the human capital, the infrastructure, the investment, healthcare systems, all of that has really only had a stable platform for the last 20 years. And in those last 20 years, the country has worked very hard on stabilizing a peaceful, constructive, stable platform for development.
The Moatize coal field is one of the largest untapped coal deposits anywhere in the world. It has very high quality metallurgical coal. Our aim is to be producing 22 million tons of coal by 2018, but for that we will depend largely on large-scale logistics system.
For mining operation, it's necessary the investment in logistics, in railroads and ports operation, and considering the limitations mainly at the port of Beira, we have looked for a new solution, definitive solution, which is the Nacala corridor. This corridor is not going to be used only to transport coal, so it's not exclusive for Vale. Considering the connectivity it has to other countries in the region, it's going to be a very important platform for the economic development.
We can see by ourselves what is happening in Tete. Many Mozambicans are getting jobs, not only on mining site, but in other sectors. The infrastructures are being developed. Today it's possible to travel by railroad from Beira to Tete. We are having many companies that are being established in that province. And I think that it's because of this huge investment made by Vale.
On the operation side, we have now 2,300 people working at the mine directly. And we have a $2 billion expansion project going on in Moatize to double capacity of the mine. On the expansion project alone, we have 3,000 people working. And if you look at the multiplying effect of mining, for every job that we generate at the mine, we generate 8 to 10 jobs in town. 90% of our workforce is composed by Mozambicans. And that generates a very positive circle of development. We are in Mozambique for the long run. We are investing $6 billion in hardcore assets. So it's not something that you pick from here and take to another country. And because it's high-tech, we invest a lot in people, we invest a lot in training.
Dado que em 2012 nós realizamos o primeiro curso de pós-graduação em Engenharia Ferroviária em Moçambique, que foi conduzido por ISOTC, e a Vale e a CFM como instituições que proviam dos estudantes para serem formados. O envolvimento da Vale permitiu que houvesse ganho em termos de treinamento de alguns docentes locais. O MER ter um módulo muito importante para o país como Moçambique, que é o modo de prevenção e investigação de acidentes. Este foi para nós grande ganho nesse projeto.
Vale's mission is to transform natural resources into economic development. There is no operation if we don't have sustainable development for people and for the environment.
After a 5-year study supported by government, in 2009, Vale relocated the population from their mining concessions into 2 resettlement areas, one urban, one rural. All their belongings, including ancestors' graves, for example, were also resettled.
After the coming of this company, Vale, upon coming here at Gateme, we now see some other changes just because We see some other young people going to school. We see like water. There isn't boreholes at first.
Agora aqui, só que algumas pessoas foram atribuídos alguns projetos. Outros estão na criação dos frangos, outros estão na criação de bois e outros praticam agricultura. Na minha parte, estou me sentir bem como recebi uma fêmea e 2 machos. A fêmea é para criação, depois os 2 machos é para ajudar-me na machamba.
Tet was really very affected by the war, and it's far away from the south of Mozambique. It's far away from the more developed areas of the country. In economical terms, it was almost a forgotten land. And now, Tet province and what is, it has the chance and the opportunity to bring back development, growth, improving living standards and conditions of the population.
And of course, development brings also a lot of pressures, a lot of needs, you know. We contributed to improve the capacity of the public service in terms of schools, health centers. It's also our commitment to the Millennium Development Goals.
Vale has invested $100 million in social infrastructure and services in the Moatize region. Infrastructure includes sanitation, housing, construction, and refurbishment of schools, sports, and healthcare centers. The Moatize Night Clinic, built in association with USAID, is one such investment.
O objetivo principalmente da própria clínica é de diminuir o índice de HIV e de DTS. A maioria das pessoas que vêm aqui ser assistidos são comerciantes de sexo. Aqui estamos um pouco com um dado um pouco inferior em relação às unidades sanitárias, porque eles convidam o próprio parceiro para virem fazer tratamento ao mesmo tempo.
Social services include training in farming techniques and finance, and focus on addressing the needs of women and children in particular.
And we think that through sports, we can mobilize the community and strengthen individuals. And in this center, we want to develop other ludic and social activities linked to health, education, and culture.
It's not enough that you have very high island of excellence inside the mine if you have a sea of poverty outside the mine. And that's our philosophy. Our license to operate is much more than a license given by the government. It's actually given by society.
I'm very optimistic with the future of Mozambique, not only because of our presence. We believe that mining with oil and gas and associated with agriculture and tourism, I believe that the future of Mozambique is brilliant.